He heard the call of the wild when he was a child, the living legend of J.R. Baker. The natives called him Banshee, walking death. They lived in fear with every breath. He'd be 10 feet behind you before you ever heard a sound, and the last thing you'd see was 600 pounds of tiger. He measured 10 feet 2 with 3-inch claws. He killed 100 natives with his powerful jaws. Where there used to be a village, he left empty huts, but somewhere in the world was a man with the guts to get the tiger. He heard the call of the wild when he was a child, the living legend of J.R. Baker. Through the depths of the jungle walked a mighty man. They called him J.R. Baker from Missouri land. When the natives saw him coming, they gathered round and cheered, for they knew this was one man who wasn't scared of any tiger. He'd spent half of his life on the trail of big game. From Africa to India, they all knew his name. A man who's never known the meaning of fear, and the natives of Bastor knew he was here to get the tiger. He heard the call of the wild when he was a child, the living legend of J.R. Baker. "14 days and nights the campfires burned, but J.R. Baker hadn't returned. The fires burned low, they did a farewell dance, for the natives knew that Baker wouldn't get a second chance with a tiger. But just when the fires of hope went out, the voices through the village rang into a shout. There stood J.R. Baker, all out of breath. He had 600 pounds of walking death. He got the tiger. He heard the call of the wild when he was a child, the living legend of J.R. Baker. He heard the call of the wild when he was a child, the living legend of J.R. Baker.